I'm Mel.
And I'm Mark.
And this is the Cerebral Sports Podcast. On the Cerebral Sports Podcast, we champion the mental development, wellness, and health of athletes, big, small, professional, and amateur.
Week to week, we'll have compelling conversations with athletes, coaches, parents, and mental health professionals to discuss their experiences and point of views as we work to bring awareness to the most vital muscle in an athlete's body, the mind.
How we doing, guys? We're back here with Cerebral Sports Podcast. I'm your co-host, Jamel, alongside my co-host, Marlo. We have a special guest here today, a great friend of mine, known him since high school, Chris Coseezy, known by Kicking It With a Cause. He is a philanthropist, an entrepreneur. He does a little bit of everything. You've seen him on TV. You've seen him all over your neighborhood, your local neighborhoods. He has a strong drive and a connection with sneakers, one of his passions that he's been doing for quite some time. He's done donations back to Africa, which have been phenomenal. He's done some local things, especially in the Elmont community for Thanksgiving, and he's all over the Bay Area as well, where I'm sure he's done a plethora of things out there. He has a lot of different things that he's done recently. A recent graduate from Liberty. I know that he's studying and trying to get more involved in the social media and the media platforms. He has a tremendous connection through guys throughout the entire NBA. I'm sure the NFL, and I'm sure mostly everywhere, right? Because I remember seeing this man in Vegas, man, and we were just hanging, me and my girlfriend at the time, now my wife, and I look over, my man's hooked up on a sofa, just hanging and chilling. Without further ado, man, the entrepreneur, the philanthropist, the great smile, Chris Strong, welcome, and thank you for being a part of the show.
What's going on, fellas, man? Thank you so much for having me. It's a true pleasure. Man, Jamel, I watched you growing up and admired you throughout high school at Sewanaka, killing the field in any sport that you played at. So it's a true honor for me to be here and to rock with you guys right now, man. Sports is my life. And wow. any type of knowledge that we can pass on to the youth is what I'm about. So, man, thank you for having me.
Amazing, man. Amazing. It's amazing to have you. It's amazing to be in your presence. Based on everything that Jamel just said, one of the things that stood out to me, man, is Vegas. When's the next time you going back so I can time my trip up? You know what I'm saying? It just sounds like you got the connects. I want to be on couches too.
Vegas has been really good for me, man. My birthday is July 16th. So
that's a good time to go to Vegas.
So in tune with the NBA Summer League is during my birthday. So when we first got started out there, I spent like 6-7 birthdays out there. My first since 2009. So it's been real good to me. And I think we're actually going out there tomorrow to celebrate the championship.
Very nice, man. Very nice.
We'll see.
And I brought up Vegas. I'll be out there. I'm going back out on Thursday night. This week, I'll be out there for the weekend just to kind of take a break from life, man. But man, Vegas, it's a good time. So, Chris, man, let's start this off, man. First things first. Can you give the listeners a little bit of a background about your sports and what you did? Because not only I know I played in high school, but I know you played as well. What sport did you play in high school? What was it that you did in college? And let's start a little bit there.
Oh man, high school. I mean, growing up, I was born in East New York, Brooklyn, and I moved to Elmont, Long Island at 7 years old. And a big part of that was my mom really wanted me to be able to do some after school stuff, to be involved with some stuff outside of just being outside where I could get in trouble or whatever. So moving to Elmont was huge. It's a melting pot out there, and it's all different types of people, which will help me for the rest of my life in a real positive way. But being out there, I was able to get into everything from basketball, baseball, and then football once I got into high school. So I got to get even lacrosse a little bit, but I probably most of what I got into was football playing, and the basketball side was really big for me because your coach, Jamel, Coach Ashkanoff, he was instrumental in my life, and he doesn't even know it. But ninth grade, I tried out for the basketball team, and I didn't make it. Got cut. My best friends, Brendan and Dayon, who are no longer here with us anymore, were on the team, and I was attached to the hip with them. So we did everything together. So I didn't go home after school was over. I would hang out and I would just be around. And JV and varsity practice together. And Coach Ashkinoff was the varsity coach at the time, your coach actually. And he told me like, yo, if you're gonna be hanging around, you might as well do something. Don't just be hanging around and not doing anything. And I'm like, what could I possibly do? Like, what do you have for me to do? I can't play. I'm not on the team. And he's like, you're gonna do the books for me. I'm like, okay, the books. I gotta learn how to do it. He's like, yeah, you're gonna learn how to do it. And while I'm doing the books, just obviously 2-pointer, 3-pointer, I'm learning the game while I'm doing that. So not only am I sitting at practice every day and just soaking up the game time, he didn't have an assistant coach at the time. So I kind of played his assistant, letting him know how many timeouts was left, just letting him know information that he didn't have to think about as the head coach.
That's dope.
So I was really learning the game from 9th grade, even though I wasn't playing. So and I got paid a little bit too, $20 a game from the JV and varsity. So
that ain't bad.
Yeah, I was getting my chips up at the same time. But man, more than anything, I was learning the game at a rate that I wasn't going to be able to do any other way. So just through that, I ended up making the team 10th grade. And since I played for JV 10th grade, I still did the books for varsity. And then 11th grade, I didn't make the team again. So I just decided that I'm just going to just do the books. I'm just going to do the books for both teams, still going to travel and be with my friends the whole time. So enjoying myself while still learning the game. But at that age, I didn't really know what was happening in my life. Yeah. So we fast forward to college, and I knew that I wanted to be a part of the basketball team. So my first year at Liberty University, my first day at Liberty University, I went to the basketball offices, put on a suit. I had a letter of recommendation from the football coach, from my favorite teacher, Mr. Reed in high school, who was also the football coach, and one of the guidance counselors. They all wrote me like 3 letters of recommendations, and I put on a suit and I went to the office and I told them that I want to work for the basketball team. And they looked at me crazy. They said, first of all, why you have a suit on? Second of all, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't know, just whatever it is that I could possibly do. I just want to be around the game. I really enjoy being around the game. It does something for me. And this was the highest level that I've ever seen, coming from Long Island, being around these Division I athletes, these 6'8" and 6'6", 7 feet guys who were all state and Mr. Basketball in their prospective states. It was like opening up my eyes even more to the game and learning the game even more. I think me taking that so seriously made them take me more serious, and the approach that I took to getting that job. So they told me that I could be a manager. I'm like, that's what I was in high school, but it wasn't doing the books. They're like, I have experience doing the books, and they're like, we have some old man who does the books for 20-something years. Like, you can't do the books. So they're like, you can be the manager. The manager washes the laundry and he wipes up the sweat and he's just around and you just do everything basically. I'm like, cool, I don't mind that at all. So I did that. And just from being in the locker room every single day, I was kind of different than the rest of the managers that was on the team. The other managers were like, they were like white guys who were just trying to be around the game the same way that I was, but I was black and I was from New York and I had that hip hop vibe to me. So it was like the players related to me on a different type of level. Not only were we at the basketball arena or in the locker room together all the time, but we were hanging out. Like I was hanging out as if I was one of the players, going to parties or doing whatever outside events that we were doing. We were always doing that together as if I was one of the homies for real. And the players took a real liking to me, and we became brothers through that. My freshman year, I was really good friends with a lot of the guys, and doing the laundry and all that stuff. And the head coach ended up seeing that and noticing that, and he came to me too, and he was like, yo, the guys really like you. They come to you more than they come to a lot of our other coaches and other staff. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you with our players. So freshman year went by. I ended up getting a scholarship like the second half of my freshman year. They gave me like $2,000, that was a big deal.
Yeah.
And then sophomore year came and they ended up giving me $5,000. That year went by and the coach got fired that spring. So he got fired after the season. You know, season ends in March. We didn't make the tournament. So we got a new coach who was a black coach. He came in and he had about 2 weeks left before school was over. So that he got to introduce himself to the guys, and guys were playing pickup. I was the only manager who would come to pickup. Like that wasn't something that the managers had to be at. But I loved the game so much that I just wanted to be around it as much as possible. I really enjoyed watching my guys and cheering on my guys at pickup. I think they like really took an appreciation for me hyping them up all the time. They would always say like I added a little extra confidence to them just from being me. And that coach saw that, and he didn't even know me. He never said anything to me, but he noticed that I was there at pickup and I was around when I wasn't supposed to be around. I was in film sessions, and he saw how I loved the game, but more importantly, how the players just kind of gravitated towards me and sought me out and really messed with me. I got a call. I'm at home in July. I'm actually in the kitchen with my mom and my sister. We're just talking, and the phone rings, and it's Coach McKay gives the call. He's like, Chris, I noticed how you were with our guys, and I really like that, and I want to use that as a tool for us moving forward. So I'm going to give you a full scholarship, and I'm also going to have you in the office to where you're going to get a work study. You're going to have a work study job too, and we're going to create a position for you called student assistant. So you're going to be on the coach's side, and you're also going to be on the player's side, and so you're going to be on both sides and still just be my ears with the players, but you're going to be in all the coaches meeting, learning the game, and your job specifically is going to be video coordinator. So you're going to do video exchange with the other teams, but you're also going to do all things video for the team. So you're going to do video breakdowns. You're going to do scouting reports. You're going to do highlight tapes. You're going to learn how to do all that stuff this summer. But specifically, like more than anything, what I really want you to do is get this one kid from North Carolina. His name is Seth Curry. Nobody knows about him right now. He pulled his hamstring, and he didn't get to play AAU this summer. So like nobody knows about him. So we got a really good shot. He's better than our level, but nobody knows about him. So we have a shot at getting him. And I think you're going to be key to that. So he said, here's his number. I need you to call him every single day. And I need you to tell him why he needs to come to Liberty. Nobody loves Liberty the way you love Liberty. And I think you're the one to do it. And he was like, but we're going to have 6 other freshmen that come in that you're going to be head of recruiting also. So I'm like, wow, this is one call right here that he gives me.
That's a job.
So it's crazy how that call right there changed my whole life. And it changed the trajectory of my life. From that right there, me and Seth became 2 peas in a pod, best friends. And I landed him, and he'll tell you to this day that he came because like Coach McKay for sure, but he came to the school because of his relationship with me. And then I landed 100.
Can you talk about that recruiting? Like what that phone call was like, the first one, and then like, because recruiting for athletes, they need to know that, there's some genuineness behind it. A lot of that coach right there, that was a strategic move, and it was smart as all heck.
Yeah.
But it was genuine, especially talking to you. So could you give the listeners a little bit of insight of that right there, like how that started?
Yeah, definitely. I was at Liberty, and like Liberty was like everything to me. Liberty, I didn't tell you guys, but when I was applying to schools, 12th grade, I kind of didn't really want to go to college like that. My mom was like, yo, you're going to go to college. Like I wanted to be an actor, and I wanted to be in front of the camera and stuff. And my mom said, yo, my mom's from Jamaica. So all she knows is that, yo, you need to get a job that pays every 2 times a week. I mean, twice a month. And that's guaranteed. You're going to sit behind a desk. You're going to get, somebody's going to give you a guaranteed check every single month. I don't want to hear about you trying to go be an actor or trying to go have your head in the clouds and go try to do something that's not guaranteed. You're going to go to school and you're going to get a degree and you're going to fall back on something. That other stuff that you're talking, I don't want to hear about. She didn't care about none of that. So I'm like, all right, let me apply for some colleges. My grades aren't the best. I'm like a C type of dude. So I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm like, I don't know what colleges I want to go to. Let me apply to the colleges that my favorite players went to. Randy Moss is my guy. I'm like, let me apply to Marshall. Allen Iverson is my guy. Let me apply to Georgetown. Like I'm applying to those schools I had no business getting into. I'm getting rejection letter after rejection letter. And it's kind of discouraging at that point, but after it's like 6-7 rejection letters, I get junk mail from Liberty. And they're saying, hey, you go to church? Oh, we have this amount of thousands of dollars for you. Oh, you're black? Oh, well, you can get this money. All this other stuff, they're like giving me all of these grants to go to their school. And I just apply and I get accepted. And it's like, wow, they got D1 sports. This is great. Like I like this. This is like a real good situation for me, but it's a gift from God. So I take a liking. I get there and I really take a liking to Liberty. I didn't really have a football in New York. We don't really have like a college football team like that to really get behind. So like this is my school now. So when I'm there, I'm like going to all the football practices. I go and sit in after basketball's over. I go to the football practices and sit in on all the football practices. Rashad Jennings is there at the same time as me. I'm going to watch him kill all the time. And I'm like just sitting and once again learning the game too at practice. I'm like one of the few people in the stands watching. They gotta come talk to me like, hey man, you're not allowed to be at practice. I'm like, yo, I'm a fan. I'm just enjoying my school and my.
They probably
team.
thought you were stealing secrets. You
yeah,
like,
yeah, for real.
Hey,
But
I had to pause you real quick because I mean, if I don't step in, man, I'm not gonna speak because, bro, your story is beautiful, man. Like I could listen to this all day, and really and truly for the listeners, this is gonna be fantastic. And this is probably gonna be an interview, and that you do most of the talking, and we welcome and invite that. And I hope and pray to have more and more guests like this.
Yeah.
Because you are teaching so many things to prospective listeners who are kids, student athletes, parents, coaches. Bro, you took what life gave you and you made something with it from the start.
Yeah.
Bro, I got cut from the basketball team every year. I never once said to, and just like you, all my main homies were on the basketball team. All of my main mans was on the basketball team. I never once had an inkling and said, you know what? I want to be around. I love basketball. First love. I never once said to myself, hey man, go do the books or go see how you can help, sweep up, whatever, just to be around it. You know why? Pride, ego, right?
Yeah.
I'm not an egotistical or overly prideful person, but after you get cut, you look at your wounds.
Yeah.
So you're teaching kids, parents, how to pivot when you face some adversity, right? And that aligns perfectly with what we're trying to like deliver, with the Cerebral Sports podcast and Cerebral Sports overall is your mindset, bro. Your mindset is second to none. You went to the school, to the college in a suit. Yeah. And I already know that's the Jamaican in you because my mom told me the same thing. You go to an interview, you got to present yourself so you are remembered.
Yeah, you got to dress for the job you want.
You got to, exactly, right? And you went and you took that role and elevated it to another level. You didn't even have that role. You got a scholarship from that role. You got work study. They put money in your pocket.
Yeah.
You was balling. You was balling, bro. That passion.
You get through anything.
That passion, bro. Absolutely. And that passion is so different. And so it's amazing. And people who are listening, please, like, let that be a lesson to you that if you try out for a team, you get cut, or, it's not working out for you. There's other ways. There's other ways to navigate. You can't just go sit down and quit and be sad. Like, don't be like me. Don't be like me. Be like Chris.
Yeah, I'm not a loser. I've never been a loser. I never had a losing mentality. So,
but for you not to have that ego to be like, damn, I didn't make the team. Let me not be around. That says so much about your mentality. You didn't care. That confidence. That you know what I mean. That ability to pivot in a time that's tough. Getting cut sucks.
Yeah, it does.
You know what I'm saying? Especially when your boys, they all made it. They looking at you crazy.
Yeah, I feel like throughout my story, there's people every step of the way. It was, man, you didn't make the team. You doing the books? Couldn't be me. Man, you washing clothes. You sweeping up the sweat. Couldn't be me. You somebody assistant. He telling you what to do. Nah, man, it couldn't be me. It was like every step of the way. That's kind of how it's always been. But you got to know yourself, man. Knowing yourself is the most important thing that you could do. Like, knowing yourself is everything. It doesn't matter what anybody else is talking about. You got to live this life and you got to run this race. Nipsey Hussle said that you got to run this race with blinders on. If you know a horse in a race has the blinders on, because if it looks to the right or looks to the left and it sees what the other horse is doing, it's gonna get distracted. It's gonna start moving that way. We can't do that in this life. We got to run it with blinders on. Focus on our passion, and we gotta really focus on how we're gonna impact the world our way.
Yeah, man,
that is absolutely amazing. I know you were getting into the Seth part of things, and I know Mel had asked you about the recruiting. What did the touch of you chatting to Seth? What did it do? What was that conversation like? And we're talking about Seth Curry, who is Chris's close friend, best friend. What was that connection like? And what did you say to him when y'all spoke?
Well, that's kind of what I was getting at with just my whole passion for the school. It shined through in my conversations. So while I'm recruiting him, I'm not really recruiting him. I'm talking to him and I'm really being genuine on why I love this place that I'm at. And how everyone has this conception of this place because it got the rules and you got the dress code and you got all this other stuff. It's like me, this dude from New York, who's like into all the same stuff that you into as a high school kid coming into college, a black kid coming into this college. I'm into all of the stuff that you into, and everything that you know about the school sounds like it's not really for you and us where we come from. But you see me, you come on your visit, and you don't go on your visit with the senior, you go on your visit with me, and you do the school the way I do the school. And it's like, oh, you doing it like this? I can do it the
He
same
said,
way.
"Do the school like I do the school."
Yeah, it's like it goes back to what you were saying. Like, yo, it doesn't matter what everybody else got going on. How are you living this life? How are you making the impact? Like, I did it this way, and this is how I did it. I stayed clear of certain things, and I did things my way. Here, come spend the weekend with me, and then they come on their visit, and they end up coming back and just chilling with me. Let me like Chris, can I come stay at your crib? I want to come party with you again. I want to go out and do whatever we doing again, like the same way how we did it on my visit. Like they did the school the way I did it, but it came from my real passion of the school, like the way that I did my thing. It shined through without it sounding like a pitch.
Right.
It's just truly me speaking from my heart and me being truly genuine on how I did the school, and it worked 100% of the time, every single time. And coach, like you said, he knew that. And man, it worked, and that coach changed my life, and he grew my love for the game. And I think people that got around me always noticed that and wanted me to be around more. So it ended up catapulting me to the next level, to where I got to be Stefan's business manager going into the NBA. Before he got drafted, he was leaving school, and he gave me a call and he said, "Hey, you're part of the family, and my family trusts you." His family, like, that's what kind of really got Seth, brought me into the family, but his parents really took a liking to me and how me and Seth kind of clicked. And Seth is introvert by nature, so he doesn't really mess with too many people, but he messed with me, and the family was like, "Wait, what's with you? What's special about you to where this guy right here who don't mess with nobody messes with you the way he does?" And then I guess just from being around, it kind of everybody saw it, and even Stefan was like, "Yo, I want you to handle my business when we move forward." He thought he was going to the Knicks because he was projected to go to the Knicks all year. Everybody was talking about him going to the Knicks. Donnie Walsh said he was coming to the Knicks. Mike D'Antoni said he needed him with the Knicks. He was right there, the pick number 8. Everybody said, yeah, he's probably going to be at number 8. He worked out for everybody except number 7 Warriors. And I mean, the way things worked out, they snatched him up.
I'm still hurt by that, man. As a never Knicks fan. But I have to be fair and be very honest. Steph Curry is, and I was having, like I said, I love basketball. I have a group chat with friends. We talk hoops every day, and there's all this controversy about Steph. Where he sits in the pantheon of icons, NBA history. I said, look, man, Steph is an icon. He changed the game as much as anybody has ever changed the game. He is one of the pillars of the evolution of the game. Like you have like a MJ who was one of those. You have like a Wilt that was kind of one of those. AI kind of culturally, but he's not AI, not like in a top 10 talk or whatever the case may be. But Steph Curry, man, if he came to the Knicks and the Knicks had drafted him, it wouldn't be what it is for him now. So I'm very happy for him as a man and as a person, because he had his hardships. He had his ankle issues. The New York fan base is ravenous, right? Mm-hmm. The media is even worse. The media is disgusting. All of them ankle injuries, they would have ended up trading him for another shooting guard, somebody different. So I'm happy for Steph. I don't think he would have seen the success that he's seeing now in Golden State here in New York. I just can only be fair and be honest. So I'm super happy for him, man. Like, it's great. Not to make it about him in any fashion, but anybody saying that Steph is not a top 5, top 3, and his longevity. And I'm telling people right now, I'm like, look, I say you can put him top 7 if you want. When it ends, he's not gonna be top 7 because the game he plays, he could play that game for a very, very, very long time.
For real. And no, it goes back to just God's plan, man, and God's purpose. That's what that was. He worked out for everybody but the Golden State Warriors, but they picked him. and look at what happens now.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, I think if we just trust God's purpose and God's plan for us, good things happen if we stay faithful that way. But like I was just saying, like just that was he was supposed to go to the Knicks, and me being a New Yorker, it was gonna help him transition easily.
Yep.
But we ended up being out in California, and and things worked out a little differently, but for the best possible way. But yeah, just through that opportunity, man, I was able to be at a professional level and rub elbows with the highest of the high and just have those conversations, man. I appreciate, I value seconds in life. So like this right here that we're doing, like it's like everything for me because we get to get a message out, and this is something that's gonna last forever right here. So
Wow.
anytime we get to speak positive words and speak life into whoever that's listening, it's a big deal for me. So
Steve,
all of those
go ahead. I'm
that
sorry. Go ahead. All of those what? Go
no,
finish it.
all of those seconds, minutes, and hours that I got to soak up throughout these past 13 years have really helped me be the person that I am today.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I wanted to segue to, man, because you've obviously have a long life to live, right? We all want to live a long life, and we want to make sure that you're capitalizing on every second, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I always wanted to do is write a book, right? I was like, I want to write a book, put a time capsule together, so that way, when it's all said and done, people can always go back and look at it,
Mm-hmm.
right? But then I started thinking about life in a different way, where it's like every day you wake up, you are writing a story. So
Right.
every day you've been waking up since you've been born, moving through high school, moving through college, even to where you are right now, you are continuously writing your journey and writing your life. And there are people
Mm-hmm.
that are going to be attracted to it, like myself, like my co-host Maul, and like everyone else that you pretty much know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking to that point, what is your trajectory? Like, what is it that you have going on right now? All right. We talked a little bit about what you've done in the past. I know you have kicking it with the cause. Like I said in the introduction, you just graduated with your degree from Liberty. So congrats to that.
Thank you.
What do you want to do with that, man? Like, how are you going to use this next journey, and how are you going to push forward with it?
Yeah, man. My life has been so crazy, man. I feel like every day is amazing. Like every day that I wake up, I thank God, and I just like I said, I appreciate the seconds because every day is like it's like a dream. Honestly, I wake up and I pursue the things that I'm really passionate about. I do the things that I love most every single day, and it's why people always tell you. I always hear about my smile and my energy because I do the things that I really love every single day. It's not a day that's gonna go by where I'm not listening to my favorite music. I'm not watching sports or being around it or studying it. Um, so I take that and I took those passions and I created Kicking It back in 2012 uh, when I was living in LA, and it was really just about really pursuing the thing that I'm truly passionate about. I didn't finish school in '09 when I left because I got awarded this opportunity. I always felt like school was supposed to help you get that job that you want,
Mm-hmm.
and to be able to work right next to an NBA player in the NBA was like the dream come true. So just through all those connections, I was able to create Kicking It, and I'm big on media, and I've watched Sports Center every single day, and I've always aspired to create my own version of that with a hip hop twist to it, for us, for people of color, for Black people and hip hop culture. I want to be able to speak directly to us with the access that I have. I think I have the ultimate access. I think I got more access than ESPN now. It's going to take a long time, and I've been chipping away at it, but I'm going to do it. The founder of Liberty University, he always used to speak about a BHAG, BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goal. And I always took that message, and I always used to ask myself, like, what is my BHAG? Always ask myself, like, what is this outrageous thing that I really want to get? That sounds crazy, but that I'm gonna chip away at each day to try to obtain. And it's creating that digital media company that the world knows and gets their sports and hip hop information from, that true fly on the wall experience. So between diving into that and creating the nonprofit side of things, Kicking It for a Cause, um, which is community outreach, using community outreach as a tool to give the community the kick that they need, which is we use the acronym KICK, KICK, as knowledge intended to create keys. So with that, it's really about showing young people how to pursue their passion. So You guys mentioned how I'm into sneakers. We have a whole boot camp dedicated to showing young people the ins and outs of the sneaker industry and also the streetwear industry, and how to pursue that and how to get that, and just bringing all of these people that I have access to come speak to them, and show them the ins and outs on that end. Also being there for the community, showing them how to fish is a big deal for me. And entrepreneurship, or whatever it is that the young people want to pursue after graduating high school, I want to be able to give them those keys and show them how to do it. So I'm there for the community in every single way. I moved back home in 2020, and New York has been my focus. I was in California and Texas before that, and I was able to really go out and just do things. Like I be telling young people all the time, but you got to go do it. Like everybody always wants to try to like figure out how to do it perfectly and how to formulate it right and not make mistakes. But it's like the mistakes is where you learn. I learned mostly from doing. Everything sounded so crazy. Like, man, they did that. They threw that event, that big event with those people attending that event. It sounds so crazy, but when you just do it, you learn so much about the next time that you're gonna do it. So I'm big on that. I'm big on just doing and learning and showing and going and showing the young people how to fish with that and getting them involved in a hands-on way. So that's where I'm taking it, man. I'm here for the community. We got events coming up all the time throughout the year. We got events coming up this July for the community out there in Elmont. A really dope community kickback coming up. It's gonna be carnival style, July 16th. I would love for everybody to come out. It's gonna be a real dope thing that we try to do. That's one thing that I do. I try to throw really cool hip hop style events so that people can come with high profile people that can speak to them, so that people can come and enjoy themselves, learn about what we're doing, but also see a Black man pushing something positive and also trying to teach younger people how to be better than what I have going on. So I'm big on representation. So that trip that I took to Africa was everything for me back in 2017, where we raised 30,000 sneakers to bring out to the Democratic Republic of Congo, where they walk on contaminated soil. I went out there with a group of 14 people, and out of the 14 people, I was the one Black person that was there, and it was me and another guy from the Congo's initiative. But the young kids that were there, they kept saying, the bishop that I was with, he said they keep saying that you're Black. And at first I didn't really understand what that meant. And it was sticking with me because they kept saying it, and I finally understood the words they were saying. But when I got back home, I realized that what they were saying was, you look just like me and you're helping us. And that's not even possible. Like, that's not something that they've ever seen before. It's a white man. They have a term out there. I can't remember what it is, but it means white man. And the white man is the person who can help out there. Whenever you see a white man, he has money and he can help whatever it is, whatever situation you're in. But here I am, this person that looked exactly like them, and I was the person that was doing it. And it gave them a sense of hope, I guess, to like, wow, I can be just like him. I can impact my people the same way that he's impacting, because he looked just like me. He's not 7 feet. He's not white. He looked just like me. And he's here helping us and impact. He got food for us. He got sneakers to save our lives. He got medicine. He got all of this stuff. And he looks just like me. And from there, man, I'm like, wow, I got to keep doing this. Like, we can't stop here. And that was when the foundation was created in 2017, when I made that trip. And we've been going up ever since, man.
Wow, man, that is phenomenal, bro. This event that you're having on the 16th,
Mm-hmm.
where can people find information about it or join or come be a part of it?
You can check out our website, kickingitforacause.org. It's spelled a little different than usual. Kicking It is KICKNITFORCAUSE.org. And our information is on there. You can check us out. I'll be blasting it. You can follow me at Coseezy, COSEEZY on all platforms. And the Kicking It page is KICKNIT_. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. We'll be posting about the events as we move along. But yeah, all information will be right there. Please check me out and see all that we have going on. I'm not one of those social media people who like to do BS and show you like negativity. I'm all about positive and speaking life into people. So
That's
follow
amazing.
me and you're gonna get those, like we said, knowledge intended to create keys.
Amazing, man. Amazing. What did your mom say? I was thinking about this when you said it. I mean, it made sense. You go to school, right, to inform what your career is going to be, equip yourself with the tools necessary to have a long, successful career in whatever field you so choose. What did mom say when you dropped out of school to go work?
I called her and my dad separately, and I let them know I'm gonna be leaving school and I'm not done yet, but I'm gonna be leaving school for the job of a lifetime, for the opportunity of a lifetime. My friend Stefan, you guys don't really know him, but he's supposed to get drafted in the NBA. They got him as a projected top 10 pick. It's not guaranteed, but he has a job for me to work right alongside of him and be his day-to-day guy. He's gonna be in the NBA. That's all you guys need to know. He's gonna be in the NBA, and this is like a great opportunity for my future. And they were like in full support. They said, "Hey, if that's what you want to do, and that's what you feel strongly about, we're behind you, both of them. So if that's what you really feel in your heart that you need to be
Amazing.
doing, go ahead and make that happen." And now they're Steph's biggest fans now, and tell all
Of
their friends
course.
about him all the time and want to be around all the time. So I got a shirt. My mom hits me up for a shirt. You know how to do the shirts for the games.
Yes.
She texts me every single game. Don't forget my shirt. So every year I got that, like I don't even know how many shirts, whatever, a shirt per game for her every single time, and she goes to the office and shares them with everybody. So they're her biggest. He's their biggest fans now, and it's been a great journey, man. I can't complain at all.
Yo, see, I want to talk a little bit, not too much on it. I know we've been rapping for a little bit, but one thing that like definitely you can feel through your conversation is your confidence,
Mm-hmm.
right? Where do you get your confidence from? Like I know you have faith, I know you have belief, but the word that a lot of these young athletes and young people struggle with is confidence. So
Yeah,
what is that to you, and how do you build on that every day?
yeah. You know what? Confidence. Man, I think it's something that you notice in me. It's not something that I notice in myself, but I know who I am. I think that comes with growth. I think that comes with you being a 20-something-year-old and living your life and failing and doing things good and doing things bad. But man, I don't think I ever. My mom was big on telling me not to be a follower from young. I wanted braids like hey, yeah, when I was young. She said, no, you're not getting braids. I wanted earrings like my friends. She said, nah, you're not going to do that. Whatever I wanted to do that she felt like other people were doing, she wanted to really instill in me that now you got to be your own person. Like, you're an extraordinary human being in your own right. You need to understand that. And I feel like I'm really dope. I love who I am. I look in the mirror every single day and truly love who I am. My coach in college used to always say, it's easier to look in the mirror than it is. I mean, it's easier to look out the window than it is to look in the mirror. And that stuck with me forever because everybody can talk about what everybody else is doing wrong, but it's so hard to look at yourself in the mirror and say, man, I need to fix what I'm doing wrong though. Let me get right with myself. And that's big with me, man. Looking myself in the mirror and being happy with that person. I think that's the biggest thing, man. And then when I go out in life, walking that walk and really owning who I am. I think that's the biggest thing. I truly believe that I'm a dope individual.
Yo, and I'll be the show you to tell you, you damn sure are.
Thank
Fire.
you.
That's fire, man.
The next thing I wanted to ask you, speaking to your confidence and your mom, you touched on it, how she wouldn't allow you to do certain things because you're your own individual.
Mm-hmm.
How important is that insulated support system, right? What is your support system like for when you do fail? Because you do have those times
Yeah.
and moments where things don't go your way. I
Yeah.
know it sounds like that you are there for other people in a positive way most of the time. But
Yeah.
what is the importance of having that insulated like support system from within and having someone to bounce those down days off of?
Yeah, man, that support system is everything, man. My mom was big on tough love growing up. She would always tell me, I'm not one of your little friends. I'm not gonna tell you what you want to hear. I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear. She's been that since '87 for me. Um, so just having real conversations with her and her keeping it real with me at all times is huge. But also keeping a tight and real circle is important too, man. Having some friends that do the same thing, like don't tell me what I want to hear, but what I need to hear. is important because I do that for them. Whether I know it or not, they let me know that, yo, you always let me know. You don't tell me you don't try to buddy me up all the time when you speak to me. And the basketball players that I'm around, they tell us the same thing. Like I tell them what they need to sharpen up or things that I've noticed. So I appreciate people doing the same thing for me in my life. It's a big deal. And having positive people that speak life and not death in you is super important, man. I don't do negative at all. Never in my life do I ever do negative, and I never have it around me. I normally shed it. If it is around me, I kind of remove myself from the situation. I've always been that way because just negativity makes me feel, it just sucks energy out of me, man. And I'm an energy giver. So if you sucking energy away from me, then I can't be giving energy to people. So that negativity don't really rock with me too much. So I try to keep that in the circle at all times. It's important for me. And one thing that I've noticed with being around sports all this time, especially from that college level, was that everybody that was successful in that, I mean, to be a Division I athlete, you're 1% from what I understand. And all of those people always had like family that drove from all over to come watch their game and then get back to work the next day. And it was like, I thought that was so important. My family being from Jamaica, they didn't really care too much about sports growing up. So they would never really attend my events like that. So
never.
It was kind of dope to see how their support system was the whole reason why they're here today. So, man, if you're a parent or you're going to be a parent, being there for your kids, like just being present for your kids is like so important. And I don't think we realize it, how important it is, but just when you can look in the crowd and you can see that person out there rocking with you and really representing you and supporting you, it does so much for you moving forward.
That's a big, big fact. I remember Jamel's parents are always in the stand.
Yeah.
His grandfather was always in the stands, God rest his soul. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have that. I had what you had, you know, as far as, you know, the support system or what have you when it came to sports. I think my parents came to maybe like 2 games my whole career.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't quite the player that Jamel was, so it wasn't much to see like coming to watch me, but still that support, man, is very, very big. So a great call out by you, man. If you're gonna be a parent, if you are a parent, support for real. Oh, it matters. Yeah. That face in the crowd matters, man, for sure.
It matters so much, man. It matters more than people understand.
Indeed. I have a lighter question for you. You know, I know you're born and bred New Yorker. You got that New York energy, you know, through and through, and you're back in New York now.
Yeah.
You still work with, you know, Seth, Steph, things like that. In your heart of hearts, are you still a fan of your New York teams?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Steph gives me hell for that all the time when I'm a Knicks fan. Draymond too, he's another one. I let him know that like New York is the best place in the world. I can't help it that I'm a Knicks fan because I was born and raised in the best city in the world. Like I don't know what to tell you, and then Draymond tells me how debatable that is. He always gets at me for that too. But I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a Giants fan. I'm a Yankee fan. I bring New York with me everywhere I go. My wallet is right here. Like this is my wallet. Like it goes with me everywhere that I go. Like
that's dope.
Those like being a sports fan, that name one and the Knicks is dope because they're the only team that says New York or where they're from on all of their jerseys.
Yeah.
So that team represents who we are as New Yorkers. Like when they up, we up. When they down, it's like we kind of down. So like they truly represent us. So I could never abandon us. Like the jerseys say New York on it. The helmets say NY on it.
Yeah.
They represent us. Like
I love it.
That'll never leave me ever. So I can never. I'm a New Yorker. I'm gonna die in New York. I need my kids to grow up in New York.
I love this dude, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Listen, man, like I said, the Cerebral Podcast, the Cerebral Sport Podcast, man, we here to just promote positivity. We really want to make sure that we check in with our young athletes and even the old athletes' mindset, give them a safe space to kind of just be, a safe space to listen to some positivity. And if they are going through certain things, they can kind of just maybe touch on and pick up on certain things. You dropped several jewels, several gems today throughout this 40-minute, 30-minute, 40-minute conversation we just had. So I want to say thank you for being a part of the show. Again, this is maybe our 4th, 5th episode. Not a whole lot, but you know what? As I said, the time capsule is now locked, right? We have the information in the jar. We throwing that thing out there in the water, and whoever wants to listen to it, so be it. And if they listen to it 10 years from now, I'm positive that those gems that you put forth are going to be something that resonates to the masses from now and forever. I'm super proud of you, super proud of you, super proud of you. I'm excited to see what your future is going to hold, because I definitely see it being something great, because you move in such a great way. I will be at that event in Elmont. I should be home, so there should be no problem. I know my Marlo will definitely pull up. And I want to say thank you, man. Thank you for taking the time and
For
being
sure. For sure. I got a +1. I got a +1 on that, Mel. Before I let you respond, Chris, bro, your energy is palpable. It's amazing. There needs to be more people like you to share these kind of messages so other people can hear it. You don't even know that you picked me up today with your energy, with the gems that you dropped. I got it written down right here, man. B-Hag, you know what I'm saying? B-Hag, you know, I'm picking stuff up from you. I'm a year older than you. We're peers. So I know kids listening, I know coaches, parents listening can take something from this today. So you accomplished fully and then some what the goal and the premise mission statement is of this podcast. So salute to you, salute to all you doing. You know, the acting thing, Mike, you could probably still do it if you want. I believe you could do anything you want, bro. If you still want to act, tell Mom Dukes, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be in something. I'm gonna be on Power next season. Look out for me. You understand? So, but yes, man, I'll definitely be out there on the 16th to come out and support. And I'll definitely moving forward, we'll be supporting your ventures now, you know, kicking it as well. I'll be supporting the ventures, man. Yo, you're a dope dude. Congratulations on the success. Congratulations on last night winning the championship too. Congrats to you, man. Salute, my brother, for real.
Thank you so much, man. I want to let y'all know, man. I really appreciate being on this. I'm a talker, so being able to do this and just shine my light. I got Matthew 5:16 tatted on my arm. Let your light shine so that other men may glorify your Father who is in heaven. And that's what I live to do, man. So I'm happy that we all got to do that today. Hopefully there's some gems that people could pick up, even if it's one. Hopefully there's a positive energy that's shifted through this whole thing that we did right here. But man, iron sharpens iron. We all make each other better. So I appreciate you guys as well.
No doubt.
Yeah, well said.
Another episode in, man. Another episode down.
Yeah, man.
Please continue to follow. Look forward to follow my man Chris on all platforms. And we wish you nothing but the best of luck.
Thank you, man. All love.
All right, hold on.
All right, man. Peace.